G'day, my name's Paul Martin. I'm the Invasive Species Supervisor here in Eurobodalla Shire. The community-based social marketing program for Lantana has been running for probably about 4 years now, down here in beautiful Tilba. So Lantana here in Tilba is fairly common, but it's still at that scale where people can control it. It has huge implications for biodiversity here. It completely takes over the bush, and we don't want to see the rest of this area, particularly heading down to the southwest, to be infested with Lantana as well. So community-based social marketing is a 5-step process, and it looks at the behaviour and the barriers with respect to people undertaking a task. This is, as we understand it, the first of its kind in the world, trying to find a way for people to build their capacity on their land to control this plant and to better understand how to control it. And for us to understand what the barriers to that control were on people's properties, because we really had to come back and look at identifying those barriers to that behaviour that we want people to undertake, which is controlling the Lantana. This place is interesting geographically. It's quite steep, there's lots of big deep gullies. The Lantana likes to grow in those deep gullies. So one of the big challenges for us was then, okay, how do we resource that? So we got funding in and we cut tracks in, we provided gas-powered splatter guns so that people could use them. Super handy, really easy to use, and they've really kind of transformed the way that we do our work in this environment. It gets us around that barrier of access.
When I first got here, the Lantana was rife, and I got out there and worked the whole lot. The only way you get through my bush is on foot. I wasn't on top of it, and then 7 or 8 years ago, this new program, and then helping us with the gas splatter guns was just great. It really did make all the difference in the world. And I think council did some tracks in so we could actually get into it. Having other people get on top of it kind of just gave you that impetus to see that you could do it as well.
Look, our property was 350 acres. We had beef, we had cabins, and we had Christmas trees. A quarter to a third deliberately left as bush. That's where the Lantana actually got going on that interface, this perfect area. It was the ideal situation for Lantana. Good rainfall and people that didn't understand what Lantana was all about. Just a perfect storm to get Lantana off and going. In our place, with probably anything up to 100 acres of bush, some of it was pretty hard to get at. That splatter gun, with us it was the difference between being successful and not being successful. Splatter gun, you can get right down to targeting, just with a very, very small quantity, but it does a hell of a lot of good. And that was just so significant for me. Instead of getting that metal thing, making an excuse not to go and do it, there was a track there I could ride the bike down, the quad bike, and take the backpack and just go and have half an hour or so. And I reacquainted myself with the bush, because we're right in the bush.
We came up with signage, which is, these big gate signs you're seeing around everywhere. And the signs are either red, orange, or green. The social norm there is that everybody has green signs because everybody's doing the work, right? So everybody then understands that their neighbours are doing the work and they want to do the work as well.
I think when it first started, I thought it was overkill a bit. We were sort of proliferated with either controlled or under control. In hindsight, I think they were probably a good idea. They actually focus people that things were happening with Lantana.
I mean, if you don't keep at it every month, it soon gets out of control and you should be going down to a red sign. I was pretty proud to have it on our property because it shows that we were doing it. And just psychologically for myself as well, to see that someone in council said, hey, you're doing the right thing, that made me feel pretty good about ourselves and about our efforts.
The initial rollout of CBSM across New South Wales, which was funded by the New South Wales DPI, has been a really great initiative. It's provided us with a lot of opportunities down here to tackle traditional problems in a more innovative way and looking at that behavioural science. We've learned a lot through evaluating this strategy, and we've learnt that on the ground at the end of the day that it does work. It's a really solid program that ought to be supported not just here but more broadly for widespread weeds across New South Wales. I'd just like to also say thank you to the New South Wales DPI for showing the foresight to look at bringing those behaviour change programs into the weeds game. Also to the New South Wales DPI's Weeds Action Program for allowing us to not only make this video, but also to get a lot of this work done in the field as well. It's been terrific.